Hello everyone. Today we are going to be making zucchini and it's a very simple recipe. This is something that I would put under home cooking. So zucchini, onions, tomatoes and a few spices. As my child would say, a recipe under 5 ingredients. Well, ain't gonna happen with our cooking. But still it's a very simple recipe. Half an onion, it's sliced thinly. I'm going to start browning it. And then while that's being browned, I will start cooking the zucchini. So let me bring my pan and get started on it. Okay. And then I will just add a little bit of olive oil and get it cooking while I slice up the zucchini. So just a dash of olive oil. You can actually put in as much or as little olive oil you want. I think it's a couple of tablespoons. And we'll start the onion. So one thing, zucchini is one of those vegetables that I do try and get organic when I can. So this is on my list of things to do for organic stuff. And these are 5 zucchinis. I have made the same recipe with yellow zucchini. Turns out even nicer. I think yellow zucchini is a little sweeter. I think it's called the crookneck squash variety, but it looks just like zucchini, but it's yellow in color. So these are 5 zucchinis, 5 medium zucchinis, 3 small tomatoes, and I'll go and check on my onions. So let me walk you through the recipe of what we are doing. We have taken half an onion and we are lightly sauteing it until it comes to a light golden brown. You don't want to darken your onions for any kind of vegetables. You darken the onions when you're cooking meat and you keep the onions on the lighter side when you're making vegetables. Standard for all our vegetable cooking. So when the onions are done, I'm going to throw in half a teaspoon of cumin. This is regular cumin. And saute a little. And then I will add my 3 small tomatoes, saute them a little, and then I will add the zucchini with the 3 spices. And the 3 spices are salt, red pepper, and turmeric. Again, these 3 spices would be very standard for making any kind of vegetable. They would go in all vegetables. Okay, my onions are almost done. You can actually even do it a little bit more, but I like it until the cumin kind of starts releasing its aroma. And now we can add a little garlic. You can skip on the garlic if you don't like the garlic. I love garlic and everything, so I would add the garlic. 1 teaspoon. Fry it for a minute and then I'll add the tomatoes. Alright, the tomatoes are cooking. We want to have the tomatoes cook down all the way. And I will add the spices, the salt and the pepper and the turmeric. Almost a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 of a teaspoon of red pepper and 1/8 of a teaspoon of turmeric. At this point, I want my tomatoes to break down completely. If you would prefer to use tomato sauce, you can do that. I like to leave the tomatoes until they break down, so I'm going to just cover it, let it cook for about 5 minutes until the tomatoes break down. And lower the heat a bit. Alright, we'll let it cook for 5 minutes. So my tomatoes, as you can see, are now broken down. And all I'm going to do is add the zucchini to it. Stir it up and then leave it for cooking. I left my tomatoes to be broken down. It took about 5 minutes. So stir it up because you want all the spices that were in the tomatoes and the onion for the zucchini to take on the flavor, right? And that's it. Very simple recipe. When it's done, we'll just garnish it with a little bit of cilantro. So this is the time to increase the heat a little until we get some good steam, and then I'll lower the heat down. So give it a minute with increased heat and then I'll lower it down. A very simple basic recipe for everyday home cooking. And our zucchini sabzi is all ready. You don't want to cook it down so much so that the zucchinis break up, but just cook enough so that they're nice and soft. That's it. Took 30 minutes of cooking for this.